Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our webinar all about Sketchfab today as part of our the Cadsoft Partner Integration Spotlight series that we've been hosting the past couple of weeks. So like I said at the start there, today we are going to discuss all about the program Sketchfab and how Cadsoft and Envisioneer will integrate with Sketchfab. So before we get started, just want to let you know how the webinar is going to work here. So what I'm going to do is give my formal presentation, and then at the end of the presentation, I will open up the GoToWebinar panel, the question section. Feel free to type in any questions that you might have, and I will do my best to answer those questions live online. So if you were part of last week's webinars, you will notice that there was a couple of guest speakers with the actual programs that were involved last week. Unfortunately, today we were unable to get somebody from Sketchfab to help us out and go over the Sketchfab tools and how it works. So I'm going to do my best to do that myself. I do have limited Sketchfab experience, but hopefully we can go through and show you all of the different tools and features of Sketchfab that you can get a good idea what it's all about. So to get started, I've just got my Envisioneer screen shown here. We can see we've got our model created here, simple model with a stone base, stucco finish. Everything is completed. If I look in 2D, we can see everything that's been inserted and created in 2D. We've got our doors and windows, got our roof put on, got our bathrooms all finished up. We've got a deck in the back. So we've created everything that we need to in this model, and now we're ready to share this with the client. So what Sketchfab is it's simply as they put it, a place to share 3D content. So what we want to do is take the model that we've created here. We're going to be able to upload that to Sketchfab, which is just going to be a website. It's a cloud-based platform that we can upload our model, and from there we are able to share it. So whether it's with customers or whether it's sharing it to company website, sharing it with other people, engineers, different collaborators that you might be using as part of your design. It is a place where you can take and upload your 3D model, and other people can take and view that model as well. They don't necessarily need it. So one strategy you might be using right now is maybe taking a laptop to site with the customer right there in front of the laptop, and you're navigating around. So what Sketchfab is going to do for us is be able to put that to a website and navigate around through your model on a website. So here's the 2D view. I'm just going to flip into the 3D view again and navigate around here. So just like I said, we've created our 3D model. We can see there's the deck on the back. We've got some interior finishes. Like I said, the bathroom stuff was inputted and is included in there. We've got a living room, so here's a specific camera that we've placed in the living room. There's no furniture or anything in here, not a totally finished product, but still this is what we want to share with our client. So that's the model we're going to go with today. So when you get your model to the point that you want it, to send this out to Sketchfab, for Sketchfab to be able to load it up, we've got a specific export option. So if we go up to File and Export, down at the very bottom here of the Export menu, we've got a Sketchfab Export. So we don't have to save this to a specific file type or export a 3D model. We've got a direct link right to the Sketchfab file type that they're looking for. When we go into our Sketchfab export, it brings up a Sketchfab dialog here. We can put in the title, so the title of this project, what we want it to be called. So for example, if I just went into call this a sample project, for example, just to make it simple and clear. We can type in a description. So these are all going to help when you upload your project to Sketchfab. People that might be searching for different things within Sketchfab, in the Sketchfab universe, can use these titles, the description, the tags that we're going to put in to be able to search and find your model. So I'll just put in a description of Sketchfab webinar. Now tags, just like I said, these are tags that you can put in for people that might be searching for your particular model. So if somebody puts in a search when they're looking for a model in Sketchfab, you might want to use some keywords here that might help them find it. So we've got, if I put in Cadsoft, Envisioneer, you might want your company name, client name, just different things about the model, two-story, bungalow, whatever type of building it might be. You can put those all in as different tags that people can search by those different tags and then find your model if a keyword hits. Then we got visibility here, depending on the account, and we'll get into a little bit of the account settings once we get into the Sketchfab website. You can either post it publicly that anyone can search and find your model and view it, or you can do it privately. So if you only want your specific client that the house is for or that your building is for, you can host it privately and just simply send them a link. They would be the only ones that could see your model. It wouldn't be out there for the public to be able to find. So you've got that option as well. Then the email address and password here, this would be your Sketchfab account. So you'd have to sign up for a Sketchfab account to be able to upload anything to it. So ours, for example, we've got a Cadsoft account, just simply set up to contact@cadsoft.com. And then you put in your password for your account as well. And then when you hit upload, it will automatically just upload it directly to the website. There's nothing more that you have to do. You don't have to go into Sketchfab and import it or upload it or anything like that. This will go directly to your account and be there with the rest of your models. So I've already done this. I pre-arranged this just because sometimes it takes a little bit of time for these things to load up. So I'm just going to cancel here, and then I'm going to flip over to the Sketchfab portion of the site. So we can see here, this is we're viewing the project now. So I've uploaded it to Sketchfab. It's automatically come in. I've gone and found it. Sample project was imported, created by Cadsoft. So this is the Sketchfab interface here. As you can see, it's just simply a website. I am using Firefox here, but as far as I know, works perfectly fine with Internet Explorer or Edge, as well as Chrome. So depending on whichever browser you use, Sketchfab works with them all. So we can see here the model in the middle of the screen. We can see different details about this model. Sketchfab webinar, so that came from the content that I put in when I uploaded. You can see here the two tags as well that I've added in. Any tag that you would put in there would come in here to the tag section as well. So we can see that people can comment on your model, just like different social media types. You've got the ability to like something. You can see how many times it's been viewed, all those different things. So when you've got your model imported here, if this is just specifically for a client or for somebody just viewing it publicly, we've got the ability to navigate around in this view as well. So down here at the bottom right, we've got a couple different views that we can use, and then we can also click and drag on the screen just like we might do in Envisioneer to move around the model and view it. So this site would, even though we're logged in here as Cadsoft, even if it was just a homeowner viewing this, they wouldn't have to actually sign up for an account. They could just go directly to the Sketchfab website, use the link that you sent them, or do a search for their project, and they would see essentially this exact same screen without needing an account or needing to log on. So when you come in here, just to talk about the different navigation and moving around in this view, we've got different modes. So if I click on this eyeball, we can see that we've got different ways to navigate around. We've got the orbit option or the first person option. So if I select orbit here, we can see holding down my left mouse button on my mouse, I can take and drag and spin my model around. just like an Envisioneer, up, down, spin directly around my model. So the client would have this full functionality as well. The other option that I can do while orbiting, if I use my right mouse button, hold down my right mouse button, that allows me to pan around. So I can move around or rotate using the left mouse button, pan using the right mouse button, and zooming in and out with my scroll wheel will allow me to zoom to specific areas. So I can move in and out and all around my model using those different keys. So that's the orbit mode. I've also got the first person mode, and similar to the orbit mode, left click holding that down will do what's called a look around, and we'll look around your model depending on where you drag as you're holding. If we scroll our mouse wheel, we've also got the option to set the walking speed by scrolling our mouse wheel. We can set it that it goes really fast as you walk or slower as you walk. I'm not sure exactly what I've done to this model, but I'm not able to bring up the walking speed. The other option we've got is to be able to walk, which you can use your arrow keys. So as I click the up arrow on my keyboard, I'm moving in and walking around my model here. So you can see I've got my walk around set really high that with each press of the arrow keys, it's zooming in really far to my model. So there we go. I just scrolled my mouse wheel back a little bit, and it's just not stepping through quite as fast as it was. So those are the two different options that you can use to walk around or look around your model, navigate around the model, the orbit mode or the first person mode. The next option here is the rendering options, so you can set how this is actually rendered. So right now it's sitting as a shadeless render. No shades and shadows are being cast. But you can play around with the different effects here. Customer can use the different effects. So this is the default mode. We can see that the front is actually in shade in this mode. We've got the demo mode, which goes to a totally different view. And then there's the matte cap and wireframe option. So matte cap, normal wireframe, demo mode gives a little bit different view. So those are just different things that you can play around with as far as the views go. View in VR, so this is a newer feature to Sketchfab. What they've got is you can upload your model, and they've got the option to use Google Cardboard, that if on your phone you've got the Google Cardboard app and the Google Cardboard lens, you can actually, if I click on here, embed this link or put this link, copy this link to your smartphone, type that in, it would bring you into a virtual reality mode right in your Google Cardboard lens. So right now I believe that's the only one that Sketchfab supports as far as virtual reality, but they are looking at some of the others that are coming in, the HoloLens, Oculus Gear VR, different ones that you can use for your phone. They've also got available the ability to use the Oculus Rift. So if you've got a development kit of the Oculus Rift, I don't know if any of the actual real ones have been sent out yet, but those will be out soon as well. That if you are looking into using the Oculus Rift VR, whether it's through Sketchfab or with version 12 of Envisioneer, where we will be introducing our virtual reality, you could use that as well. So that's a little bit about the virtual reality. And then the other thing that we can do here is toggle to full screen. So rather than it being on the web page, you can take and put your image to a full screen image and be able to navigate around a full screen. Just makes the view a little bit larger, obviously, and perhaps a little bit easier to navigate. Then the other thing here that I wanted to point out was the annotations. So if I click on this, what we've done is set up 3 annotations, so 3 different views that you can go directly to. And in a couple minutes, I will show you how to add in your own annotations that you can have a customer just click on an annotation and it'll take them to a specific spot right directly in the model. So for example, if I click exterior view, we can see it zooms to this exterior view. If I click on this annotation, we can see number 1 here. I've got the ability to put in a description about this exterior view as well if I wanted to. If I click next and go to the next annotation, it takes me into number 2, the living room. And the next annotation takes me into a backyard view. So all of these different views are available. And I can also take and navigate around these views as well. So I'm not just stuck in that view that it takes me to. I can take and navigate around as well if I want. So that's a little bit about the annotations that we can put in, and like I said, I will show you how to actually add an annotation in later. So these are things that on the customer's end, when you set this all up, they can come in and view this particular model as you want them to see it. A couple more options here on the screen. So the Add To, this is just a new feature called Collections. So you can create your own, essentially, folders of different collections. So if you wanted to separate out all your models, bungalows, cottages, 2-stories, ranch, different types of collections, as they call them, and you could take and add each model to a specific collection if you wanted to. Then we get into the great thing about Sketchfab is the ability to embed or share your model as well. So it's not just available here on the Sketchfab website. You've got the ability to put it onto your own website by embedding it. So you can take the embed code, put that into the coding for your website, and be able to have this view right directly on your website that anyone coming to your website can also navigate around 3D models directly on your own personal website or your own company website. The share option, very similar, but with the share option you can share to different social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and you can also just simply email this link as well if you wanted to send off to a customer and you had their email. You've got that option here too. So that's the share option and how you can share your model in different platforms, not just the Sketchfab website. And then just like other social media platforms, you've got the like button, where if you like something, you can click on like, and that will add likes to your model. That the more likes you get, the more prominent it becomes on the website, I believe. So as far as a customer view, because we are logged in, we've got this other option here, the settings option. If a customer was viewing this model, they would not have this properties option or the settings option, but everything else we've seen so far, they would be able to navigate around and view and use. Just to talk a little bit, I'm just going to flip over to different plans. So this plan here that we're using, that we see, that I'm using, is just simply a free plan that we've set up here for Cadsoft. It is just a basic plan, but you can see there are different options as well, the Pro plan and the Business plan. So as far as uploads, doesn't matter which plan you use, you can get unlimited uploads, so as many models as you want into Sketchfab. Then when you get into the size of the model, that's where the different plans come into play. If you've got some really big models with lots of geometry, lots of vertices and polygons, the size might be bigger, that you might need to go to a Pro or a Business account to be able to put them and host them on Sketchfab. Annotation, so that was the different views that we had set up. Basic, you're only allowed up to 5 per model. Pro, you can get into 20, and Business up to 50. Then you've got email support within 48 hours in Basic, 24 hours on Pro, and 12 hours on Business. And you can just take a glance here and see all of the different options that a Pro or Business would offer as well. The private versus public. So if you want to host something privately that only your customer can see, you would need the Pro account to set something up like that. So those are the different account types. I just wanted to touch on that and go over some of the options there. Okay, so now back to the model, and now to the Settings tab. So if I drop this down, we've got different properties. So the properties with this model, I can take and change the model name. I can change the description, write out a full blurb for the description, add in more tags, categories. I can put this into specific categories. So you can see we can list it as architecture, miscellaneous, whatever we wanted to call this model. Again, when people are searching for them, if they search for specific categories like this, it will just bring your models that much closer to the top in the search list. Private mode, so you can see pro accounts only, but you could set this to be a private model only, and you can send that then to clients so that they're the only ones able to view your model. And then allow download. There's also an option to be able to download models. So if you upload your model, you can have a customer download it and view it in a different program, or different companies open it in their software as long as the formats are compatible, and be able to use your model that you uploaded. So it's a way to share 3D models as well. So that's the properties that we can come in and change. Next thing I want to go over is the 3D settings. So again, I've actually gone in ahead of time and gone into the 3D settings page so that our model is loaded up. So when you click on 3D settings here, it's going to bring you into a page that looks similar to this. So we can see, if I start at the top left here, this would be a feature that only you have as being an account holder with Sketchfab. This is how you can change how your model actually looks within the software, within the program. So under the Scene tab, we've got different things about the model. The general, we can take and save specific views, so how the first view comes up when you upload your plan, and when a person comes in to view your model, you can have it set to a specific view. There's an advanced rotation model here that I can take and use the wheel, so I can use the different axes to take and spin my model as well. Or I can use the blue one, click and drag right on the blue axis and rotate it around. So there's the advanced rotation that you can use to get that precise view that you're looking for. Your field of view, you can take and expand your field of view. You can either lower it or raise it. Render, there's different renders. I'm not sure what the differences in these are to speak too much about them, but again, that's something that you can play with. I do know the matte cap one is quite a bit different. It goes into more of a, if it loads up here, it might take a second or two for it to come up. But it goes into a totally different, not even a material type view. It's just a more of a box dialog type view. Oh, there it had come up, and I went and clicked off of it. Then your shading, so you can have a lit scene where it's actually got lighting, and the next tab we can take and change around the lighting. Shadeless, obviously we don't have shades and shadows in this model. But if I take and choose lit, we can see that as I turn and spin, that my shading and shadows show up differently depending on where I am. We've also got different view options. So we've got the wireframe option that essentially is very similar to a rendered outline view in Envisioneer. So we can take and we can have our wireframe lines prominent as we move our slider bar up, or less prominent. We can change the color of our wireframe lines. So that you can take and put in and include as part of your model. Vertex color, not too sure too much about that. That would be something that you'd want to be playing around with. Background, this is pretty interesting what you can do with the background. So we can see that we've got a blurry background here. We've got the ability to change the environment. We can use an image. So this one's just a what they're calling dirty light, clean light. So it'll take and actually change the background and what the background looks like. Color, we can also come in here and just choose a custom color. If we wanted a red background, we could take in and use that red background too if we wanted. But going back to environment, we can see here we've got different blur options. So this is actually a high quality image that's being used. We've just got a blur setting on it that makes it not show up exactly as the picture would be. But if we come in here, we've got the ability, so this picture, this background I've used is called Topanga Forest, but I've got the option to come in and change what's being used for the background. So you can see here the Topanga Forest, but it's blurred out so it doesn't look exactly like this. But you can see the different preloaded option and backgrounds that you've got. So if you wanted to go into the Malibu overlook, for example, and be right on the ocean, you've got that option. And I can take and orient this, so I can take and spin it around. I can change the brightness, and then I can also go back to my settings and change the blur. So if I went to 0 for my blur, I could take and actually change it so that we do see the background. So there, depending on how you tilt, we can see that we've got our house now on a hilltop overlooking the Malibu beach. So different options there as far as the background goes. Again, something just to play around with, see what you want to have your model look like. And another interesting one is the filters, that we can change the grain, sharpness, chromatic aberrations, vignette, bloom, tone mapping, all of these different things we can change. Unfortunately, I don't know what each and every one of them is, but it's fun to play around with the settings. And like I said, just like everything else, just play around with some of these things and try and get your model to have all these different types of views and these filters that you can use. So it's just a matter of clicking them on and then changing the settings that we're dealing with on each of them. So sharpness, if I wanted to make this a bit sharper, I can take and change the sharpness, or I can turn it off and go back to my original view. So different things that you can play with within the settings or the scene tab. Then we've got the lighting tab. Since I've got a lit background, I can take and change the lighting. You can see we've got two different light sources here. We've got preset lighting options that I can load in different lighting options. So if I just change that one, we can see that we're getting a bit of light on the right-hand edges of our roof. We're casting shadows to the left. Then we can take and change, I believe we can change direction of all of our light sources as well to take an effect where our shades and shadows are. You can see here we've got two lights, so I can take and change each one individually to two different light sources, and you can see the different effects that you're able to create with those lights as well. Light properties, you can do directional lights, point lights, spots, and hemis. So again, lots of different options, lots of things that you can play with in this model to make it and give it the unique looks that you might be looking for. Next page is the materials page. So just like in Envisioneer, you can take and change materials, change the properties of the materials. But if I come in here to this list, we can see under Manage Textures all of the different textures that are included in my drawing. So these were pulled directly from Envisioneer. So we can see there's the stone, concrete, roof tiles, our hardwood floor, roof shingles, all of the different materials in here that I can take and change these material settings from this dialog as well. So again, just different effects that we can take and play with. Glossiness, I can take and make the roof real glossy. The color, I can darken it up, just do different things with the color. Transparency, I can make it transparent. So each individual material that's included in the model now can also be changed with all of these different properties under the material list. environmental reflection, so we can take the actual scene, the mountains, the trees, whatever might be in the background, and actually use those and have the actual background effect what the scene looks like as well. So lots of different picture effects that you can use to change up your model. And then this tab here, the Annotations tab, this is one of the tabs that I wanted to talk about. So this is where you can put in, we can see 1, 2, 3, the 3 different annotations that have been inserted. This will allow a viewer to go directly to a specific location within your model. So I set up a couple of random views here. So if we click on Exterior View, we can see it changes the view to the exterior view we had set up. And we've got the ability to input a description in here. So my title, Exterior View, and description, you can type in whatever you want. So you can be as descriptive as you want. You can just leave it simply blank, or type in whatever type of description you want and click OK. So we can see each of the annotations here that we've set up. We can see all the different details. You get the ability to delete annotations, edit annotations. I can take and move this view around. So if I wanted this to be my exterior view, I could take, I've got an option here under the camera to use current point of view as my annotation view. So I could take and set that, and it would then save this view as my exterior view. Same idea for the other annotations. Living room. So I click on living room here, it brings me into a living room view, very similar to what we had in Envisioneer when I took you into that living room camera. Same idea here that we are setting up as an annotation is what Sketchfab calls it. Again, the ability to insert a description, type that out however you want, and have that show so that when your client or whoever may be viewing the model clicks and goes to the living room view, it's got a quick little description there for you. And of course the backyard as well, where we've got another view, and again we can take and edit and make our description whatever we want. So to add in an annotation, it's very simple. I'm just going to flip back to the living room here and try my best to navigate around. That's going a little bit quick for me here. Just going to try and get into the bathroom here. Now the navigation will take a little bit of getting used to be able to navigate around. Just going to flip back to my living room here and see if I can get in this bathroom a little bit easier. All right, there we are. Found the bathroom. Okay, so then once you've got the view that you want to put an annotation in, it's just a matter of double-clicking where you want it to go. So just double-click on the scene here, and it should bring up the option to add in the annotation for me. There we are. It came up, so I can call this master bath, and the description again, you can type in whatever you want. So in the case if this was a client, you could kind of tell them, hey, this is the bathtub that I was thinking about, and here's how it looks within your scene. Click OK on that, and we can see that it adds that in as an annotation. And when I'm viewing this from a customer point of view, I'm able to click on this annotation, come into the master bathroom, and see the tub that you were talking about. And again, navigate around in this scene if I wanted to. The last tab here is Animation tab. I believe this is only available if you've got a program that can create animations that you can insert an animation, and rather than just being a model that you can orbit around, it would be an actual animation that you can go in and view. So I don't think that's a capability to be able to use with Envisioneer. So those are the different things I wanted to show you. Hopefully that gives you a good, clear picture of what Sketchfab can do for you. So just to review, Sketchfab is a place to share 3D content. You can take and upload your 3D models that you create directly in Envisioneer and bring it upload it to a website so that anyone can view it, or your specific clients can view it directly and privately from wherever they are. As long as they've got internet access and a web browser, they can view their model wherever they are. So with that, I'm going to open up the question panel. If you happen to have any questions, I will do my best to try and answer any of those questions that you might have about Sketchfab. So I don't see any questions there yet. Feel free to type in any questions that you might have. I'm the only one that can view those questions. It's a great time to ask any of the questions. Chances are, if you've got a question, somebody else viewing might have the same question and be afraid to ask as well. The Sketchfab website, just simply sketchfab.com, sketchfab.com. That's how you can get into the website to view the different models that are there. Feel free to go into the website and just view all the different models and different things that are there. It's not just limited to architecture, but basically anything that anyone can model in any program, you're able to see and view within Sketchfab. So. Okay, I still don't see any questions there. With that, I'd like to thank everyone for joining me for the webinar all about Sketchfab. Hopefully you learned a little bit about another partner that we integrate with and can use Sketchfab in your own business and take advantage of the tools that they might have. Thanks everyone for joining me, and enjoy the rest of the week. Bye for now.